Hey guys, Romie here. Please like, comment, subscribe if you're a first-time viewer. If you're a returning viewer, thank you. And please like and comment on this video. This is my recap, my review for Scream Season 2, Episode 11. The episode is entitled Heavenly Creatures. It starts off at nighttime. We're saying the scene. It's nighttime. Everyone's asleep. Maggie, who's Emma's mom, is asleep. Emma is asleep as well. They're both heavy sleepers. I thought it was just Emma, but both of them are heavy sleepers. Why do I make note of that? Because the killer's in the house. The killer, or Eli, let's just be real. The killer or Eli possibly being one of the killers, because now I'm convinced that there's more than one, and they have ulterior motives and agendas. At this point, honestly. Even though I still think it's mainly Kieran. So the killer is in Emma's room at this point, looking around at all of her different things, finds her dream journal, opens it up. That wakes Emma up. And of course, Emma, you know, she's shook. She's afraid. So by the time she turns over, the killer's gone. But she does hear the guy, which again, it could have been Eli at that particular moment. He runs out the front door, and he also leaves this, it looks like a wooden shaped heart. And so Emma wakes up her mom, and her mom, what do you call it? Apparently Kieran was asleep, but again, I guess we can say that Eli was his alibi. That doesn't really make for a strong alibi. It's like, why are you awake? I was making food. Why are you awake? Because I have to go to Emma's house. I'm thinking, okay, so you weren't at Emma's house before, all right. So was it Eli that was at Emma's house? What's really going on? Because Eli and Stavo kind of act the same, so that's why I'm thinking, I don't know. Anyway, Officer Miguel talks to Maggie and says, you know what? So what happened? Yeah, so I left a note in the hiding place that only Brandon knew about, and this happened afterwards. He's like, you tried to contact Brandon. It's like, yeah, I didn't think this would happen though. So it's like, you have to think smarter. Come on now, we're in this together. Even though I don't think that he's alive or that whole situation is still alive, this could even be a replica killer. We have to be careful. We have to be careful. So, you know, the Lakewood 5, I almost said 6, the Lakewood 5, they come to Noah's hospital bed because, as we know, Noah's still in the hospital after Zoe was killed and after he was hurt. Noah, he's dead inside right now. With Zoe dying, that was it. That put him over the edge. He doesn't want to do the morgue anymore. Coffee won't help. He's distraught because he realizes, and this was a good synopsis for him. Everyone's looking at him as if he's crazy, but he's not. He was actually right. He does hide behind his theories in the slasher movies and all of that to hide from the actual truth, to hide from the reality that life is hard, death is real, and instead of him actually trying to deal with it, he goes and avoids it by focusing on this genre stuff. So he wants them to go remove all of his items in his room that have to deal with the morgue and the conspiracy board and all of that. He's just like, my mom's expecting you, please do this for me. Brooke, she's still living in that hotel room, and Stavo is crashing because he doesn't want to go home. Stavo made himself at home, ordered room service. Brooke is just like, oh, you're a little too comfy here. What are you doing? He's been watching TV because the only thing that's on TV is Quinn, Brooke's father. And Quinn is making a speech about how we need to stand together. We need to be with our loved ones. Of course, that was directed towards Brooke. We need to be where it's safe, and that's at home. And she was just, Stavo was just like, yes, so what are you going to do about that? Well, I'm going to turn off the TV and focus on you right now. Now, Kieran, well, at least Kieran is actually around right now. Kieran, Emma, and Audrey, they're in Noah's room. Sorry guys, it was a little cold. I had to put the robe on. Why am I right under a damn vent? Anyway. While they're trying to pack up Noah's stuff, Emma realizes, wait a minute, there's this article about the Lakewood. I think this had to do with when Will died, Emma's original boyfriend. Yeah. During the funeral, Eli was there. he was there in the background. At first, I'm thinking, damn, this looks superimposed. This does not look real. But okay, for story purposes, they notice he's there. Kieran is like, why is my crazy kooky cousin there? Do I need to handle him? Do I need to handle him? Because I'll do it. I'll do it. And I really want to know what's the real history between them, because you know something major must have happened, or a bunch of things that are major must have happened. And all three of them have done some shady stuff in the past that they don't want to be released to the public. Audrey goes and talks to Noah, and Audrey's just like, so are you really done? Because we have another conspiracy. He was like, I don't want to hear it. Is that why you're here? No, I actually came here to bring you this. And it was just a, you know, when you go into those photo booths and they give you the multiple pictures. Yeah, it was of him and Zoe together during their, I believe, was it prom? Was it, I really want to say prom. It was either prom or the Lady in the Lake competition. But anyway, maybe it was prom. And he's just like, oh, this is so nice. This is so cute. So she has to go. Audrey has to go because she gets contacted by the killer. And the killer's just like, you know, the one who's pushing everyone away, she's going to get stabbed the deepest. So it's like, what? What does that mean? What does that possibly mean? Well, clearly they're talking about you, Emma. Clearly they're talking about you. Now, the thing is, stabbed, looked at, what's really going on? So they come up with this whole thing of, damn it, maybe it's Eli, because Eli was contacting her before and she did ignore him. Because in the message she also talked about the one that you're ignoring, stab you in the back, something like that. Something to that effect. And Kieran borderline loses it. He's just like, I can't lose you, I can't lose you, I can't, no, let me handle this, let me handle this, let me handle this. Kieran, calm down. Promise me you won't do anything yet. Notice how I said yet. Now, Eli's talking to his mother because, remember, his mother got paid off by the mayor to go and do the mayor's dirty work. And let her go do that. And they get a huge payday. And then they skip town. Apparently, this is what she's used to. Aside from Eli doing some stuff to get in trouble as well. Eli actually likes it here. The mother catches it and realizes, do you like it here or do you like your cousin's girlfriend? I wasn't ready for that. I'm like, damn, she's observant. But it almost feels like more so a brother-sister type of relationship than a mother-son, because he was just like, we're not going. You hear me? We are not going. This is the mayor's fault. I will handle him. I will handle him. I'm thinking, okay, the mayor's going to die. The mayor's going to die. I just knew it. The mayor is going to die. Now, originally, I'm thinking, no, during the day, the killer doesn't do that whole during the day type of thing. No, that's not how that works. I mean, even with, what do you call it? Even with Noah, even though he initially stabbed him during the day and captured both him and Zoe during the day, the motive wasn't to kill them during the day, if you guys remember. Now, Quinn is at home. He's thinking possibly Brooke is back in the house. Brooke is not back in the house, but her music is blaring. Who did it? Eli. Eli was in the house because he needed to go and get some dirt on the mayor. He finds the dirt. He finds a whole lot of it. Now I'm thinking, okay, are they going to really sync this up to where once the music stops playing, Eli will successfully be able to leave the house, or is the mayor going to catch him? The mayor didn't catch him. There was just a note saying, I know what you did, type of thing. It might as well have said that. It might as well have said that. Now, Sheriff Miguel goes and talks to Miss Lang. Miss Lang, he's questioning Miss Lang because he's trying to figure out, okay, so you knew Piper. You knew Piper. You knew Piper. No, I didn't know Piper. I knew of Piper because we were both located in the same living environment. But aside from that, she kept to herself, I kept to myself. We didn't commingle. We weren't friends like you thought. And he was saying, okay, so what's really your relationship with Piper? I don't know why. Let me tell you. One is your, what was it? One is your son. Did she say Eli or did she say your son? But whatever. But it's just like your son. Yeah, Stavo. You know, his issue is he's infatuated with death. He actually, well, when he was a lot younger, he stumbled upon one of your forensic files and saw a gang member shot, and so he became interested in it. The thing is, he never told you about it. And it was like, oh yeah, he never told me. Yeah, she just said he never told you about it. And so he's very intrigued with death, but he doesn't know how to talk to you about it or anyone. So what he does is he does his drawings. That's his way of conveying how he feels or just his general emotions. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. And so it's just like, yeah, so, but there is someone who's more interested than your son, Emma. Emma, she's having her mood swings, she's having her dreams. All of that culminates into a crazy person. You need to watch her. And when I was thinking this, I'm like, okay, yeah, that is true. There is something off with Emma. But let's not forget that Emma, she's being pegged as one of the main people in this story, in this movie, in this broadcast, whatever you want to call it, in this narrative. And so, of course, she's going to be a little kooky. I'm so tired of the psychologists when they go and try to make it seem like, oh, you truly are just crazy because of this, that, and the third. Everything can be explained. Well, almost everything can be explained. And you're just looking at her like that. Oh, yeah, and by the way, this is when we found out that she is doing a piece on the Lakewood Six. Just like we thought. She is doing a piece on them, and so that's why she has the recordings on them. And Officer Miguel wants Stavo to come home. Brooke is going home, and Brooke wants Stavo to go home as well. Now, Stavo actually goes and visits, guess who? Noah. And Noah's talking about how, well, you know, I'm quitting doing the morgue, and Stavo's just like, you're an idiot. Noah's saying, oh, your bedside manner sucks. Of course it sucks, because I need you to snap out of it. What you do with the morgue, it helps a lot of people. It helps me. Stop being an idiot. You have a calling. You have a calling, you have a voice, you have a message. Do not give up on it because this happened. And he said, but, you know, I don't just completely suck. So, here you go. Here you go, man. And in the email, it was actually a picture. And it was a picture of basically depicting Noah as like a superhero. He was fighting off the killer and all of this stuff. I'm like, why does it seem like Stavo, I get it, he has a very creative imagination, but I'm thinking, does Stavo like return to the scene of the crime and jots everything down? Because he's a little too accurate with this. I always notice that. He's a little too accurate with this. And also, with what happens later, did Stavo saying that email cause what happened to Noah's computer to occur? Now, they're outside of Kieran's, technically, his aunt's house. He goes and he sneaks in, and he goes and, of course, he calls, what do you call it? He calls Emma and does video calling so that she can go and they can go and see what he's doing. Now, this is when we find out that Quinn has been swindling. He is the ultimate scammer. He's been swindling, because we were wondering, how is Quinn living so large? He's been scamming the entire town out of money, out of taxes, you name it. He's been taking a little bit of this, a little bit of that for his own personal businesses and bank accounts. And that's what Eli got on him. Because Eli's like, you know what? I'll handle him. We're not going anywhere. What, Mom, you want some beer? You want some beer? I'm thinking, is this your mom or your sister? Like, what's wrong with her? What's wrong with her? Why is she taking orders from you? What's really going on there? But Kieran goes into Eli's room, and he finds some letters. Guess who the letters were addressed to? The letters were addressed to Piper. They were Audrey's letters. They were Audrey's letters that she sent to Piper. And I'm thinking, okay, but the killer, i.e. possibly Kieran, could have planted it there and planted it again. And so there was also pictures of Emma, the pictures that were in the farmhouse. And so they tell him, you need to put it back, because if he really is the killer, things are going to get worse. Now I'm thinking, Kieran could have easily put it there. Like, come on now. Come on now. Even if it's not Kieran, come on now. for him to look, come on now. And Eli notices that Kieran is in the house and goes to his room. So we'll see what happens there. Emma decides, we need to go back to the farm and search it. Quinn comes home, and guess who's home? Brooke. He's happy to have her. Brooke's just like, whatever's clever Freddy. And Stavo, he's packing up. He's getting ready to go. He still has this really cool picture of the killer. We're thinking, Lord Stavo, why would you have all this stuff just laying around? Like, what's really going on? You have too much of a first-hand experience with, and Stavo, he actually sent Brooke a picture of herself. Again, I'm just trying to figure out why Stavo constantly, his picture's a little too accurate. A little too accurate. Of course, it could be just no reactive imagination, but the officer reports back to Officer Miguel and informs him, of course, the only fingerprints that were there were the Jake's, Audrey, and also Emma's. And it's like, duh, they were all at the farm. And they're wondering, how in the hell did someone bury someone else alive and not leave any traces? Because they're good. Notice how I said they. I don't believe it's one person. This is a huge conspiracy. You can't tell me this is just one person doing all of this. I won't give any of them that much credit. I refuse. So Noah decides, let me go and record the morgue. And it's all really inspiring / depressing. Audrey and Emma are on their way to the, Audrey and Emma are on their way to the farm. And while Noah is about to give his farewell, he tries to upload it. And I'm thinking, why is this taking so long to upload? That just doesn't look right. And then the worst happens. Noah, who's supposed to be like, what's an impenetrable wall? You name what's an impenetrable wall in the comments. But he's supposed to be unhackable. It's an electronic device. They're all hackable. Noah found that out the hard way. And I'm thinking, Lord Jesus, who's the last person to send Noah something? Of course, Noah's stuff was technically corrupt because that email was sent, and then, but to receive, did Stavo's email create a backdoor for the killer? Or did the killer already gain access to Noah's computer somehow? That's why I was like, Stavo, there's still something sketchy about you. There's still more about you that's going to come to light. And there's this video that plays out. And again, there was a couple of people that were saying they felt like maybe it was going to be one of those things where, because we kept seeing all these dang cameras. And we're thinking they had to be putting a movie package together. And we're all right. Everyone who said that they're trying to make a movie out of this was absolutely correct. They showed the murders of the Jake. They showed Zoe when she was drowning. And they were like, Officer Miguel, Sheriff Miguel, you need to see this. And basically it's called Nightmare in Lakewood by Audrey Jensen. So again, they're trying to pin this on Audrey. They're trying to say it was Noah who released the information. They don't think Noah did it, but they're like, your friend did it. And did anyone else notice that when you looked at the fog in the middle of the screen, it made out the killer's mask? I'm like, damn, they thought of everything. Shout out to them for that. Because I was like, okay, this episode, where are they going with? Oh, okay, I see where they're going with this. Okay, I see. Yeah, and it even showed Audrey when she was taking the letters off of the Jake because she didn't want to be incriminated. And they're trying to say Audrey and Emma had involvements. And Brooke is over it because she's like, how dare she not tell us this? Because Audrey lied and says she told them everything. She didn't tell them the details. She told them overall synopsis. That's all she did. A quick little summary. A quick little recap, if you will. And she tried to call Audrey, went to voicemail. She's over it. They're like, all right, we need to go. Emma's mom is like, what's going on? Look, don't worry about it. No, if this has to do with Emma, I'm going too. So everyone is going to the farm. Everyone is going to the farm. Now, Emma gets there and it's like, oh yeah, and by the way, Audrey, this is farm is actually in the James family. So it's like, what? And we're here? It's like, yeah. So Emma finds the secret room. Remember, Officer Sheriff Miguel, he found the secret room as well. And she invites Audrey. She gets spooked for a moment because it's just like, Audrey, oh, it's just you. It's just you. It's not the killer. Yeah, it's not the killer. And they find Emma's journal, her dream journal. And it's open to the page of when Emma was having that dream where she was stabbing and killing all of her friends. Noah, I'm not sure if Brooke was there at the time, but at least Noah, Kieran, and even Audrey. It's just like, why would it leave it open there? I'm thinking, wait a minute, has the killer been sneaking into Emma's room and been... The reason why her dreams have been so sporadic is because the killer has been whispering in her ear. Because you know you can do that to people. Depending on... Because when you're asleep, you're basically like a sponge. You absorb everything around you. So for example, that's why sometimes you get these weird dreams and you wake up, it's just like, oh, because that's what the audio you were hearing. Or even sometimes, even if the images are really bright, your cerebral cortex, it'll absorb all of that information even when you're asleep. So I'm wondering, damn, has the killer been brainwashing Emma? I know we've been thinking that, but now I'm starting to think, oh. And they know someone's there. Originally I thought it was the cops, but no, it's Quinn. It's Brooke's father. He's there. And I'm thinking, why the hell is Brooke's father able to type faster than I am on that phone? I am upset about it. He was typing away, and I'm thinking, okay. And he's thinking he's slick. He's hearing the ping, so he keeps typing away until he finds the phone. I'm thinking, so you were smart enough to do all of that, but dumb enough to think that you were safe? Really? And whoever the killer was, they have to have been strong because they took that pitchfork and stabbed him. And it was one of those big ones. Those one that I think that you get hay. You use to lift up hay and to move hay around. That killer, that's what I'm wondering. What's Kieran's actual motive? That's why I'm thinking maybe there are two killers. It absolutely could be Eli and Kieran, because I was looking at everyone's boots because we saw the killer's boots. And I'm thinking, they all wear boots. We know Stavo wears boots. We know Kieran wears boots. The only person that doesn't really is Noah. And I'm sure if we look down at Eli, he probably has boots as well. So that's the other factor. What type of boots were they wearing? But again, it could have been something so standard and generic that any of them could have it in their wardrobe. But that's what makes me wonder. It could be any of them. It really could. And Emma, wanting to go and check in to see what's going on, she goes and, oh yeah, and by the way, if you didn't catch it, Quinn was there because, again, he's being blackmailed. So she was just thinking, all right, enough is enough. Let me go there and handle business. Now, he goes and he takes the pitchfork right out of him as soon as Emma and Audrey come through. We're all thinking, dude, we all know that you don't do that because you're going to bleed out. That's common sense. And they hear a noise, so they're thinking, okay, the killer must still be there. I'm wondering to myself, what's wrong with these women? They're so stupid, and not they. Emma. Emma's truly going to get the rest of them killed, and she should feel guilty because she keeps running into danger. She decides, we need to stand up for ourselves. So she takes the pitchfork. Again, originally they were trying to stop the bleeding. They leave him to go after the killer. Like, what type of logic is this? They leave him to go after the killer. With blood on their hands and now weapons. And of course the police come just in time to see them do that. And now mind you, they don't know about the video that was just released. So they're just thinking, okay, the killer, or maybe they just learned about it. They're thinking, oh crap, now everything's going to be pinned on us. Emma's mom's like, what's going on? Sheriff Miguel's letting Maggie know, you need to get her a lawyer because this looks bad. This looks really bad. Kieran, he finally comes through, and we're like, just in the nick of time to have an alibi? Really? But alright. But I'm thinking, Quinn wasn't especially tall, if memory serves me right. He was he was kind of wide. Not fat or anything, but he was kind of like wide build, almost like he could have been a football player. And so I'm thinking maybe it was Eli. I mean, I feel like Kieran is stronger than Eli, but Eli, if he had enough drive, it could have been stopped. Oh, this is so confusing. But Emma and Audrey are in the cop cars, and they realize, crap, if they think that they killed Quinn, then they also are going to think that they killed everyone else. Next week is going to be interesting because it looks like they're on the run. They're on the run. They are on the run. So please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Oh yeah, and by the way, from the 18th to the 28th, there won't be new videos. It's actually my vacation. It's actually, what do you call it? My birthday is on the 19th. And so, yeah, I will be periodically checking in on comments, but there won't be new videos. There may be like a vlog, maybe, during that time frame, but there won't be new videos. So everything that I normally record and review, I will do, but it'll be up on that Sunday, which is, what, the 28th or the 29th? So stay tuned for that. So of course I have you guys for next week's episode, but the week after that, it won't be up until Sunday, that Sunday. So please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think.